On the 6th day of Christmas, my naturopathic physician gave to me 6 research treatments, 5 lab results, 4 well child checks, 3 hot cold foot baths, 2 listening ears, and a happy, healthy, thriving family. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Smith. Thank you for joining me on this, the 6th day of Christmas, or the 6th day of leading up to Christmas, brought to you by a naturopathic physician. I am wanting to do some myth busting today, and the myth that I want to bust is that naturopathic medicine is not research based. And I would like to respectfully disagree with that. Naturopathic medicine has its roots in lots of cultural traditions using herbs, using food, using the healing power of water. It's closely pairs really well with acupuncture and Chinese medicine that's been around and successfully used for thousands of years. There's lots of natural and traditional uses of plants and so many other things that really define natural medicine or naturopathic medicine. Now, with all of that natural or traditional use of different things, there may be some concern, even in those of the scientific community, that what I'm doing and what we are doing as naturopathic physicians is not research based. Now, that's just not true. We are using, and I want to break that down a little bit. We are using evidence to inform our treatments and approaches. Now, evidence comes through lots of different ways. If I give something to a patient and it works, then that's evidence that that treatment works. If I give a patient something and it doesn't work, well, that could mean that A, the treatment didn't work, or B, maybe that just that patient didn't respond to that treatment. It doesn't mean it's a bad treatment. It just means that that patient didn't respond to it. Now, if by looking at that treatment over multiple times, over and over and over again, we can see patterns, and if that one treatment didn't work for multiple patients in really well-designed clinical studies, then I can be more informed, like, hey, maybe that's not the best treatment. But that is still evidence. Watching something work or not work is evidence. And a lot of times we equate evidence with research. Now, research comes defined usually in the scientific community as having a defined structure to it. There's a protocol, there's a process of how to get certain results. Now, I'm no stranger to research. I did my master's degree in biomedical sciences at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai in New York City, which is a premier research institution, medical institution, doing lots of amazing research. And my personal project dealt with genetics and neuroscience, looking at how DNA was methylated in certain ways, specifically in DNA from brain tissue, looking at all the correlations with Alzheimer's disease and so forth. I wrote a fairly extensive thesis on that work. I am familiar with the research process of designing an experiment, going through that process. As a naturopathic physician, my training specifically included research and clinical training. Where I attended Naturopathic Medical School, the National University of Natural Medicine in Portland, Oregon, we specifically learned about looking at research studies, dissecting them. What's the difference between a randomized clinical trial and a systematic review and a meta-analysis and a case study and all these different things relating to clinical research, so that when I now as a provider look at data from a published scientific paper, I can better gauge of whether to know, hey, this is a good study, or maybe there's some questions I still have, and I want to be careful about using this data or not. NUNM, where I attended school, is home to the Health God Research Institute, which is where clinical research happens a lot, and where they receive funding from many sources, including the National Institutes of Health. So There's a lot of research going on at my school, at Bastyr, and a lot of other amazing institutions where that focus on natural medicine and naturopathic medicine in particular. There's a lot of research. Maybe it's just not getting into the public eye, the public vernacular, the way that it should be. Now, there could be a few reasons for that. Number one is funding bias. Um, there are a lot of studies that look at drugs and how drugs work or not in a certain patient population or for a certain disease condition. If those studies go well, then that drug is promoted, and it validates the use of that drug in a certain situation. Now, then that allows that drug, that pharmaceutical company, to be able to sell that and market the drug product for certain uses. There's a problem though with natural substances. For example, vitamin C. It's been around for a long time. You can't put a patent on vitamin C. You can't sell it. There are certain forms and stuff like that, but ultimately, vitamin C is vitamin C, and lots of people make it and sell it and distribute that. And it's not going to be the moneymaker. So there's a lot of money reasons why certain studies are not funded, even though it would be a really cool study to have, like why vitamin C is used for XYZ condition. That might be really important and needed, but it's not available. One other reason why their literature about natural substances may be not very available is that something called publication bias. If there's certain studies that come out about a certain topic, particularly in a natural substance, for example, then publishers might be incentivized to hide that data or not publish it, and therefore those results are maybe put in lower tier journals rather than the prestigious Nature and Science and other things that we often hear about. So there's lots of reasons why natural medicine research is the way it is. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because it does, and that doesn't mean it's not good, because it really is. And we can find lots of really great data about natural treatments and why and how they work. Applying that here and now to me as a provider, I saw a few patients this morning and have been researching extensively the treatment plan for those patients. As I do that, I consult electronic online databases that are well reputed and including well studied data and findings from literature. I consult the references from lots of other providers that have been practicing a lot longer than I have. I also consult my own library. You can see behind me, I've got on my bookshelf, and there's more down here, a fairly extensive library of books that I reference. Up here is some general research. Here is my main, behind me right here, there's a lot of books. My orange one is for pediatrics. There's one called Healing with Whole Foods. There's one on how to interpret lab results. The clinician's Handbook of Natural Medicine. I had to reference the title. Down here, I've got a stack of books about about homeopathics, about botanical medicine, herbs, and so forth. And all of these are based on a lot of time and research that have been given to the different subjects that they pertain to. So as a provider, I'm researching all the time, and it allows me to learn and grow and more effectively help other patients down the road with when I approach those treatment plans, those conditions and concerns down the road. What does this mean? It means that if you come to a naturopathic provider, naturopathic physician, especially one that has received a 4-year medical training from an accredited naturopathic medical school, you can be rest assured that the treatments that you're getting are evidence informed and research based when possible. Naturopathic medicine synthesizes all the best of those worlds, and I love it for that reason, because I can take what's published and take what my experience and those of others share and put it together, and in this perfect concoction of a treatment plan with the hope that it's going to work. And if applied successfully by the patient, I have seen great results with the treatment plans that I have provided to patients and with those of others that I've been able to work with. There's research and evidence and treatments all in a nutshell. And if you come to see me or another provider, you probably get more than 6 of them, but that's where we're at today in the 6th day of Christmas, brought to you by a naturopathic physician. Thank you so much for listening, for joining today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 7. Have a great day.